Nocturnal cough.
Okay. So bovine cough is seen in recurrent laryngeal nerve palsy. Then metallic is in laryngeal cancer. Hacking is epiglottitis.
So in your patient, what was the type of cough?
It was of dry
It was
type
a dry cough, hacking type of cough.
yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
No, Omkar, you have to be slightly loud. So it was a hacking type of cough. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Continue. There was no hemoptysis, Omkar.
Can I leave and join in just 1 minute using my phone? That will be faster and I'll be visible as well as audible.
No, if you're audible, it is okay enough for me.
Oh, okay.
If you're audible, it is
So,
okay for me. Okay.
yes.
So talk about hemoptysis. When you say it is mild, moderate, severe hemoptysis.
Okay. So when it's like a spoonful, it's mild, and when it's enough to fill a vati, it's a cup, it's moderate. And more than
No.
that.
How you define mild, moderate, severe, and massive hemoptysis? Mild is less than 100 ml. Moderate is 150 ml, and severe is 200 ml. And when you say it is massive, when it is 100 ml per hour for 3 hours, or if it is more than 200 ml, single bout of hemoptysis more than 200 ml, massive hemoptysis. So, did your patient didn't have any hemoptysis? So, what are the causes of
No,
hemoptysis?
bronchiectasis, lung abscess, and cardiac causes like mitral stenosis,
Any respiratory causes of hemoptysis?
tuberculosis, bronchogenic carcinoma, pulmonary embolism,
Okay. Continue.
and there was no history of any V's as well to rule out COPD.
Okay, continue.
There was no history of any diurnal variation of temperature, night sweats, weight loss, or any COX contact, and to rule out tuberculosis. And there was no history of trauma for pneumothorax.
Okay. So you mean to say the breathlessness was within minutes, hours, days, weeks, or months? In your case, it was within few days.
Days.
To give me an example where dyspnea is there within minutes,
Pulmonary embolism.
within a few hours,
Maybe a pneumothorax. Pneumothorax
yeah.
also minutes to hours.
Okay, and within few days,
Few days is pneumonia and
pneumonia. Few weeks,
tuberculosis.
tuberculosis. A few weeks could be pleural effusion,
Carcinoma.
and even tuberculosis also. But tuberculosis, pleural effusion, or any pleural effusion, and within months.
Carcinoma.
Okay, and within years.
Any bleeding disorders or
Within years, within few years.
COPD.
Will be COPD or interstitial lung disease, occupational lung disease. Okay, continue.
Okay. There was no history of previous tuberculosis infection. No history of diabetes, TB, HIV, steroid therapy, or any other drug intake.
Can you repeat? No history of?
No history of diabetes mellitus, TB, HIV,
Yes.
or any other drug intake. No history of any
Why
past
you are
surgeries.
saying no history of HIV? HIV history, you cannot say no history of HIV. Patient will never.
Oh, sorry.
That you have to elicit in the patient. So no history of diabetes, hypertension, ischemic heart disease, or tuberculosis of the lung, or any other chronic lung diseases, or allergy also. Okay, continue.
No history of any drug intake or any surgeries in the past.
Okay. Tell me a few drugs which will affect the lung, which will damage the lung.
Bleomycin, amiodarone, can cause diffuse parenchymal injury. Then estrogen
Uh,
can lead to pulmonary hypertension.
okay. Methotrexate
ACE
can
inhibitors
cause
can cause
lung
cough.
fibrosis. Methotrexate will cause
Bleomycin.
lung
Sir?
fibrosis. Pardon?
So what did you ask?
Methotrexate can also cause lung injury.
Yes. Okay. Then opioids can cause respiratory depression. And
Okay, continue.
patient denies any alcohol, smoking, tobacco, gutka, or any other addiction. There is no history of any dysphagia and voice changes. Hello.
Okay, continue. If you take gaps, now I'll ask you 10 questions unnecessary.
Sir, I had a doubt for about general examination. Why is the patient examined in a 45 degrees? Like what exactly are we trying to achieve?
Pardon.
So why is the patient examined while propped up at 45 degrees exactly? Is there
No, we never say 45 degrees. We say for CVP, central venous pressure, or jugular venous pressure, not central venous pressure, jugular venous pressure. But
Okay.
respiratory system examination has to be done either in sitting position or standing position.
Okay.
So because you can visualize the chest better in sitting or standing position. Even the back side of the chest can be visualized. While in supine position or left or right lateral position, you won't be able to examine the whole chest and the movements of the chest also, because the chest will, the posterior aspect of the back will be touching the bed, or your right or left lateral will be touching the bed, and therefore the movements on that side will be reduced. So the best position is to do it in sitting position or standing position. Okay.
Yes.
Continue.
Patient was examined with due consent in a well-lit room.
Okay.
Well
Before we go
exposed
for general,
thorax.
Omkar, before we go for general examination, just summarize your history, positive points.
Mr. XYZ, 35-year-old male, presented to the OPD 2 days ago with chief complaints of fever with chills and rigor, with rigor and malaise, continuous since 4 days, a pleuritic pain on the right side of the chest since 3 days, dyspnea, initially MRC grade 2, now MRC grade 4 since 3 days, and cough of dry hacking type since 3 days
Okay.
with rusty sputum.
Okay. And there was no expectoration.
No.
Okay. Continue.
The patient was examined with due consent in a well-lit room, well-exposed thorax and abdomen, conscious, cooperative. The build and nutrition of the patient being average. Pallor, icterus, cyanosis, clubbing, lymphadenopathy, edema absent. So cyanosis, I read that it will be present in cases of severe pneumonia. So like, does severe mean anything like maybe CURB stage 2 or 3 or central cyanosis? So
No, I'm
like
not getting you. Cyanosis, what you are saying?
Okay, so cyanosis is absent at present.
Yes, then.
But I read that in severe pneumonia it will be present. So is that severe defined based on the CURB criteria?
Severity defined on basis of which criteria?
CURB 65. That is why I'm asking to term it severe pneumonia.
No. See, cyanosis would be more related to your cardiac examination, cardiac cases rather than your respiratory cases. And you will never get a patient who has got cyanosis in your examination having a respiratory case. That will be a dead patient. So avoid cyanosis in your respiratory examination. Okay. And the other thing is any other positive point in your general system examination?
Respiratory rate is raised 30 per minute.
Okay.
And temperature is 100 degree Fahrenheit at present.
Okay. Regarding your general examination, tell me lymphatic drainage of the lung.
So there are hilar lymph nodes, but I'm not exactly sure of the pathway.
No, lymphatic drainage is from the supraclavicular nodes. The right supraclavicular node will drain the right lung as well as the left lower lobe, while the left supraclavicular node will drain the left upper lobe, and the pleural drainage is through the axilla. So what is Troyer's sign or Virchow's node?
Virchow's node is the left supraclavicular node that is enlarged in a carcinoma.
Okay. It is enlarged in carcinoma. Okay, okay. So in your general system examination, do you get anything abnormal?
No.
Okay. So regarding the
In the
respiratory
systemic
rate,
examination, you mean?
no,
Hello.
no. Now you are talking about general examination. No? We are talking about general examination. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in your general examination, you talked about the respiratory rate. How much it was the respiratory rate?
30 per minute.
30 per minute. Do you feel it is normal, abnormal?
It's abnormal. It's tachypnea.
Okay. So you have tachypnea. Can you tell me the different characters of leading of breathing? What are the different characters of breathing or
Okay.
patterns of breathing?
Okay. So Pine-Stokes breathing is seen in ketoacidosis, I think. Uh, Biot's
Kinds of
breathing
breathing
is
is
there.
seen in.
Uh,
See, Omkar, in exam you have to be clear. Your
yes.
words and your speech has to be loud and clear. Then only we can comprehend and the examiner can have a good discussion. So don't fumble. If you don't know, say don't know, or you be firm and talk. So
Yes.
what is a kinds of breathing?
Due to apnea and which leads to accumulation of carbon dioxide.
Where it is seen kinds of breathing?
Narcotic poisoning and left ventricular failure.
Kinds of breathing is seen in more commonly seen at high altitudes or in patients having brainstem lesions. Okay, these are common causes. Okay, it can be seen with narcotic poisoning also. Any other? What is apneustic breathing? Apneustic breathing.
Full inspiration followed by pause and then full expiration. In lesions of the
Okay, so there
pons.
is a pardon lesion of the pons. What is Biot's breathing?
Irregularly irregular respiration seen in raised ICT.
Okay, seen in meningitis also. What is ataxic breathing?
I'm not sure.
Ataxic breathing is the rate, so not the rate is constant, but the depth of the breathing. Some are shallow, some are deep. So that is also seen in brainstem lesions. Okay, what is Kussmaul's breathing?
It is deep and rapid respiration in diabetic ketoacidosis.
Okay, so increase rate and increase depth of the respiration. Okay, what is pursed lip breathing? Pursed lip breathing.
It is observed in a patient of COPD where the patient like mouth breathing. It's
Pardon? Seen in
in a patient
COPD.
of
So why?
COPD.
Why? Why the patient has got a pursed lip breathing in COPD? What does the pursed lip? Why? Because he wants to whistle? No, he doesn't want to whistle. Because of pursed lip breathing, what happens is there is the patency of the respiratory bronchiole or the terminal bronchiole and the alveoli is maintained, so they don't completely collapse in COPD, and therefore the patient tries to increase the PEEP, that is peak expiratory pressures, and it prevents the collapse of the alveoli and the terminal bronchiole. So therefore the patient has got pursed lip breathing. Okay. Hysterical breathing. Which conditions you can get hysterical breathing? Hello.
Yes, sir. Uh,
Omkar, hysterical
pa-
breathing.
Panic and anxiety.
Don't read. You have to tell yourself also, because the
Yes, sir.
answers are coming below. But you have to, in exam, no one is going to help you.
Yes, sir.
So in panic attacks or maniac psychosis or in conversion disorders, you will get hysterical type of breathing. What is the complication of hysterical breathing? What will happen if the patient has got hysteria and he breathes hysterically? He will have carpopedal spasm because of respiratory alkalosis,
Hypocrisy.
and therefore there will be low calcium in the body. Okay, continue.
Now the systemic examination.
नहीं और जनरल एग्जामिनेशन में रेस्पिरेटरी रेट हो गया और क्या जेवीपी देखा क्या?
JVP not raised.
What is the What is the role of JVP in respiratory case?
Pulmonary hypertension, it will be raised.
Okay, pulmonary hypertension because of what?
Because of increased right heart pressure.
No. You are talking about pulmonary hypertension because of cor pulmonale. Okay, because of the pathology of the lung, you are getting a secondary pulmonary hypertension, and therefore, because of the pulmonary hypertension, you are having a right ventricular failure and JVP is raised. Okay, so that is the role of JVP in your respiratory system. What about the you talked about the respiratory rate, you talked about pulse. Any role of pulse in respiratory system?
Generally, the respiratory rate and pulse increase in a ratio that is 1:4.
1:4. Okay, good. So, any other pathological pulse you get in which condition, respiratory conditions? What type of pathological pulse you will get in a respiratory condition?
For pulse, you are asking?
Yes. What type of pathological pulse? For example, I am seeing pulsus paradoxus. Which condition you will get in respiratory?
Hello.
In severe status asthmatic or severe bronchial asthma, you can get a pulsus paradoxus. Okay. Okay. What is the role of consciousness in respiratory system? Why you say that patient is conscious? What is the role?
If there is increased CO2 buildup, it can be.
So
It
increased
can
CO2
affect
buildup
the
will cause what? It can
respiratory.
affect the. It can cause raised intracranial tension, and therefore there will be drowsiness. So CO2 narcosis, patients are generally drowsy. So which are the conditions you will get CO2 narcosis or high hypercarbia?
Type 2 respiratory failure.
So which conditions you will get this?
Chronic
Which
bronchitis, COPD.
COPD you will get definitely. Any other condition where you will get a CO2 narcosis?
When there's some problem with the respiratory centers at the level of the brainstem.
Okay. Any other good answer which is commonly seen in obese patients? Obstructive sleep apnea. Pardon?
OSA, that's what I said. Obstructive sleep.
OSA. Obstructive sleep apnea. Pickwickians patients do get such type of CO2 narcosis. Okay, continue.
Systemic examination on inspection.
So any positive general examination you got? Any positive thing in general examination?
Just the tachypnea and the raised temperature. And pulse is also slightly raised.
Okay. Okay. What is the role of single breath count in your patient? Single breath count. Why you want to do a single breath count in respiratory case? What is the role?
Based on the force, how much? Okay.
What is the role of single breath count in respiratory case?
To determine how much whether it is obstructive or restrictive in terms of.
No, it is so simple. Single breath count we do to know the respiratory muscle fatigue. Okay, if the respiratory muscles are fatigued, it means that the patient will require a invasive or non-invasive ventilation, or he'll require some ventilatory support. So you do a single breath count. Okay, and preferably we do in a patient, as your patient is very tachypnic, I would like to do a single breath count to know how much respiratory fatigue the patient is in. Okay, continue.
That is general examination done.
General examination.
So now systemic examination. Hello.
बोलो ओमकार, जितना गैप्स लोगे उतना क्वेश्चंस पूछूंगा मैं.
Sir. On inspection of the upper respiratory tract, there is no deformity. Okay, so the nasal septum is central, and there is no mouth breathing, and the trachea is central, and the patient is observed.
Oral cavity. What are the things you will look in oral cavity?
If there are any stains due to cigarettes.
Okay. any
or
stains. Then any
cyanosis
other?
as well.
Pardon?
To look for cyanosis on the tongue.
Okay, any other?
Herpes
You-
labialis,
Oral cavity mein.
not inside, but
Inside the oral cavity.
okay.
Any other thing?
Any tonsillitis or pharyngitis.
Okay, so you look at the posterior pharyngeal wall, you will look at the fascial pillars, and you will
Yes.
look at the tonsils also. Okay, and you will look at the any polypoidal mass which is coming from the nasopharynx. What are causes of nasal polyps? Which conditions you will get nasal polyps?
Any infection can cause more of anterior or infection or allergy.
Any asthma patient, then you will get that in fungal infection like ABPA. In ABPA, allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis, then you will get in allergy. You can get in bronchial asthma, you will get nasal polyp. Vaginous granulomatosis, you will get nasal polyps. In children's, if it's a young child, then you look for adenoids also, enlarged adenoids, which will cause a nasal obstruction. Okay. Okay. Continue. Trachea, you said central. Okay. Continue.
So on examination, the patient is breathing in using abdominothoracic pattern of breathing. The shape of the chest is normal. Anterior posterior to transverse diameter ratio is 5:7, which is normal.
When is the chest ratio, Omkar? When is the chest ratio 1:2?
In tuberculosis, flat.
In flat chest.
Yes.
In flat chest. So tell me different types of chest.
So barrel chest, the
Shape
ratio
of
is
the chest.
1:1 in emphysema.
Yes. Yes.
Then rickets, there is pectus carinatum, which is pigeon breast.
Okay. Then
Or
what is what are classical
pectus.
findings? What are classical findings of pigeon chest or rachitic
Rickety
chest?
rosary is the enlargement of the costochondral junction, and there is a groove passing outwards from the Xiphus sternum, which is the Harrison sulcus.
Harrison sulcus. Okay. Why you get Harrison sulcus in rickets? Because the diaphragm is pulling the ribs.
Yes.
There's a fibrosis and the diaphragm is pulling the ribs towards the inner side, and therefore you get a groove which is running from the Xiphus sternum to the mid axillary line. Okay. Rachitic rosary, where you will get rachitic rosary?
At the
Which site you will get
junction.
rachitic rosary? Costochondral junction. Okay. Continue. So you
So
talked about pigeon chest. You talked about pectus excavatum. Then you talked about barrel set chest. You talked about flat chest.
Yes.
Any other shape of the chest?
The spinal deformities like kyphosis, scoliosis.
Yes, will cause chest deformities. Okay.
And
Continue.
bulging in case of pneumothorax. And
Flat bulging in case of, but that will be unilateral bulging. Okay. We are talking about the shape of the chest as a whole. Yes. Okay, continue. So you talked about shape of the chest. Then you talked about what in your examination? Inspection.
Movement of the chest. Okay.
Movement
of the chest.
Movement of the chest wall. Okay. So what type of breathing you get normally in males, and what type of breathing you get in females?
In males, abdominothoracic, in females, thoracoabdominal.
And in females, you get?
Thoracoabdominal.
Thoracoabdominal. Okay. Suppose I'm in a male patient, you are getting thoracic breathing. What are the causes?
Weakness of the diaphragm or any ascites which leads to
ascites. Yes, you're right. You're right. So in a patient who is having massive ascites or having tumors of the large tumors of the abdomen, at that time you will get thoracic breathing in males. Okay. What are the muscles of inspiration?
External
Normal inspiration.
And external intercostal.
And
the diaphragm.
And the diaphragm. Okay. Name the muscles of expiration is generally passive, but if there is a forceful expiration, which muscles are used for expiration?
The inner intercostal and the innermost intercostals.
internal intercostal muscles and
Yes, sir.
internal or external intercostals? Internal intercostals, right?
Internals. Yes.
Internal intercostals, and you get abdominal muscles. Apart from that, you will use latissimus dorsi also. Forceful expiration.
Hmm.
Okay.
Serratus
So
anterior also.
talk serratus anterior. Okay. But these three, the diaphragm, the latissimus dorsi, and the internal intercostals are forceful muscles of expiration. Okay.
Hmm.
Continue. So you talked about shape of the chest. You talked about the
Trachea not
what you talked
deviated.
about. Pardon?
Trachea is not
Trachea
deviated.
is not there. Yes. Then
Yeah. Apical impulse is seen inferior and lateral to the nipple.
okay.
There are no dilated veins, scars, or sinuses.
Okay. What are the
And
cause of dilated veins over the chest?
SVC obstruction.
SVC obstruction. Where would be the SVC obstruction? Above azygous vein or below azygous vein?
Uh,
It has to be above azygous vein, na? If it is below
yes.
azygous vein, there will be the blood will flow from the azygous towards the IVC, na?
Hmm.
So the obstruction should be above the azygous vein. Okay. What will happen if there is a SVC obstruction? I'm more concerned about the respiratory system and the larynx. See, simple. The patient has got a SVC obstruction. There is engorgement of the blood. So what will the patient will go in stridor because there will be laryngeal edema. Is it not?
Yes.
Omkar.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Okay. So that is the main reason. Apart from puffiness of the face and dilated veins over the chest, the main concern would be that patient is a high chance of going into laryngeal edema, and therefore you have to either do a urgent decongestion by giving steroids or by giving anti-allergics and giving anti-inflammatory, and you have to monitor the saturation of the patient. Okay. So in inspection is over, or you want to continue inspection? Any pulsations,
So,
visible pulsations?
none.
Omkar?
No visible pulse.
No. Okay. Okay. Continue.
So, on palpation,
What more you missed? What more you missed in
uh,
inspection?
so movement of the chest as said before. It's reduced on the right
Movement
side.
of the chest is decreased on the right side.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Any other deformity you want to look for? Hollowing of the
If there is any
supraclavicular
intercostal section or
intercostal withdrawing. Okay, indrawing of the intercostal spaces. So that is also very important. Apart from that, supraclavicular hollowing is important. Infraclavicular hollowing is important. Why it is important?
so when accessory muscles are being used.
Okay, but if there is a significant hollowing on right side, unilateral hollowing is there, then it is because of
Fibrosis or collapse.
fibrosis. Yes, because of the fibrosis or drooping of the shoulder on the right side. If there is a drooping of the shoulder, it means there is a lung fibrosis. Okay, continue.
On palpation, the findings of inspection are confirmed.
Yes.
On a deep breath, the chest circumference at level increases by 2 inches, which is normal.
Okay. Which
There is
conditions the
normal
chest Omkar, which condition the chest circumference is not going to increase? Name the conditions.
fibrosis.
Okay, fibrosis. Then any other? As you said, kyphoscoliosis, spine deformities. Then ankylosing spondylitis,
Spondylitis.
where there is a bamboo spine and spinal deformity. Therefore, the chest expansion is very less. Okay. Any other condition where your chest expansion will be hampered? If the patient is having effusion, massive effusions, then he won't be able to expand the chest. Or having a pneumothorax, a large pneumothorax with a lung collapse, he won't be able to expand the chest. So the excursions of the chest will be very poor. Okay, continue.
The trachea and apex beat are normal. The tactile
Trachea
vocal
and
frematus is
trachea and what is normal? Huh?
apex beat.
Apex beat is normal. Any sign, trail sign? What is the significance of trail sign?
So trail sign is an inspection. Is a finding on inspection, right?
Inspection. Okay, but on palpation you will check the trachea is central or no.
Ha,
Okay.
but
So what
yeah.
is the? I am asking what is the significance of trail sign on inspection? Okay.
So trachea will be deviated to the side of the fibrosis or collapse,
Okay.
and
So why
away from the side of
sternocleidomastoid?
the pleural effusion.
Yes, but why that sternocleidomastoid will be prominent?
Because it arises from the medial edge of the clavicle.
No, because on that side the pretracheal fascia will be loosened. Generally, why the sternocleidomastoid is not prominent because of the tensing of the pretracheal fascia. When the trachea is moving towards the right side pretracheal fascia will be lax, and therefore the sternocleidomastoid on the right side will be prominent. And that is a trail sign you can see on inspection. And on palpation, you have to check for the whether trachea is central or no. Okay, continue.
Tactile vocal frematus increased on the right side in the inframammary region.
Yes.
Anterior. Yeah. Sir, I had a question here. What is friction frematus? I could not understand.
Pardon?
What is
Friction
friction
frematus is
frematus?
generally pleural rub.
Okay.
Because of the friction, you are getting a sound. That is a pleural rub, or you can have a pleuropericardial rub also. So tell me, what is Hamann sign? You're asking me question. I'll ask you one more question. What is Hamann sign?
Sorry.
Oh, Omkar, what is Hamann sign?
Sir, I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, it is seen in mediastinitis. There is a crunching sound of the when you auscultate over the mediastinal area, and that is Hamann sign seen commonly in mediastinitis because of the rubbing of the pleuro and the pericardium, pleuropericardial rubs. Okay, continue.
Okay. On percussion, there is body dullness on right side of the chest, inframammary region.
Stony dull or
And
dull
it's
note? Stony dull or
body
dull
dull.
note?
Dull
Huh?
note.
Dull note.
Dull.
Okay.